Assalamu alaikum. As you are aware, we have gathered at this very important place, this very important moment. Witness one day official program of girls' education project for student free, which runs between 2018 and 2022. Before we commence the program proper, I would like to seek the permission of the Honorable Commissioner to invite the Deputy Director, Arabic and Islamic Education Department of the Ministry, Malam Muhammad Ali, to give us an opening prayer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallu ala nabi karim. Allah ta'ala Ibrahim wa ala Allah ya rabbana atina Allah ya rabbana la tu'akhidhna in nasina aw akhtana wa'fu 'anna waghfir lana warhamna wa lana fansurna 'ala al-kafirin. Allah ka sa mana albarka a wannan zama da nabi. Allah ka sa mana abinci a ciki. Allah ka wuce mana gaba. Allah ka biya bukatun da baki daya. Sallallahu wa sallam wa alihi wa sahbihi wa khairu sayyidina nabiyyi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa zurriyyatihi wa ala ahlihi rabbihi. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillah, that has been the welcome address. That has been the opening prayer. That has been the opening prayer by the Deputy Director, Arabic and Islamic Education Department, Lord Muhammad Ali. I will begin by identifying or acknowledging the presence of the personalities we have at the high table. I will begin by introducing our brand new Commissioner of Education in person of Right Honorable Rahu Abdullahi Oshana. So you are welcome. I want to recognize the presence of Senior Education Officer UNICEF, Malam Saka Adebayo, the President for GEP Kano, Mariam Saman Lawan, the State Chairman SBMC, Malam Tijani Baraya, the representative of the Executive Secretary, Kano State Private and Voluntary Institutions Board, Malam Muhammad Ali, the Director of Planning, Research and Statistics, Ministry of Education, Malam Nizar Mustafa, the representative of the District Head of Sumaila, Malam Jamil Muhammad Junior, the representative of the District Head of Ambata, Alhaji Yabashihu, the Director Social Mobilization, Subhet, who is representing the Executive Chairman, Subhet Ajra Amina Umar, the Director KMA, Malam Muhammad Abubakar Muhammad Fiki, the Deputy Director AIAD, who is representing the Director, Malam Muhammad Abu Lawan, the Deputy Director, Schools, Kano State Arabic Islamic Board, Malam Ibrahim and Kano. Right Honorable Commissioner San, as I've earlier said, we are here and also recognizes the presence of representative of the district head of the President, Madam Ashur, that are all over to the home to please. Honorable Commissioner, sir, we are witnessing the winding off of the closing ceremony of Girls Education Board. Local government education secretaries to please come over to invite you. There are 6. Having asked the Honorable Commissioner, still on our list, we have to recognize the faces of Professor Samuel Bonifation from the Department of Sociology at University of Kano, who has been playing a very, very key and important role to the development of women's education in Kano State. So I welcome and we are invited to the whole table. Professor Samuel Bonifation. Yes, the Department of Sociology at University. He was the principal of Arts Kano and he was the chairman of Council Kano. Please clap for him. I also want to recognize the presence of directors and deputy directors from State Ministry of Education, SUBED, and all the consultants under the supervision of the Ministry of Education. Also in our midst are the representatives of VIA, SBNC, CBNC, CBOs, the principals of various secondary schools and head teachers, students, parents, well-wishers, invitees, and the gentlemen of the media who are also contributing a lot toward the success of, who have been contributing to the success of the free program. Very close to me is Dr. Asad Yahaya Wakase from the Department of Public Administration, Bayero University, Kano, who will be assisting me whenever we will be working together to anchor the program. And my name is Ali Yusuf, Director of Public Enlightenment, Ministry of Education, Kano State. I'm welcoming the Senior Education Specialist UNICEF, Mr. Michael Bandi. Mr. Bandi, you are welcome. Also, there is Chief Field Officer, Chief of Field Office of the UNICEF, Mr. Rahma Ruhab Muhammad Farah. You are welcome, sir. Ataka Masa. I believe my high secondary is full of capacity. Therefore, I am very much set to commence the program. As I earlier said, So I the state CNCC if I can use a couple of words to the highest. Honorable Commissioner, distinguished personalities of the highest and the world. Girls Education Project free is a UNICEF international project that runs in Kano, among other related states between 2018 to 2020, with the aim of strengthening transition from primary to junior secondary school. The project encompasses capacity provision of tools and skills for education managers, development of school-based and large-scale learning assessments. The project, within the time it's spanned in Kano, has provided a wide range of training programs such as mental health management, MHM, psychosocial support to mothers association, through training on comprehensive protocols, referential training from G4G. G4G is an initiative that encourages and empowers girls to realize and develop their God-given potential to live. Also, G4G is an initiative for men and people of other gender to stand in solidarity with the movement to create bold, peaceful, and united forms for the women to get liberated and utilize their potentialities. Also, among the contributions under the three dual operational period teaching management information system teams that targeted the training of the teachers, principals, SOS, and MS officials for enhancement of their capacity on teacher management information system to generate reliable and valid data for the safety education in the schools. Therefore, this is a brief all that about information program. It is my pleasure at this juncture to invite the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Education, and State Director of the Yala Shara for the Honorable Address.
It's a resounding round of applause for him.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبينا الكريم. The project manager UNICEF, Mr. Michael Banda, UNICEF Senior Education Officer Sarah Adebayo, SBMC Chairman Alhaji Tijani Baraya, representative from the Secretary Kano State Senior Secondary School Management Board, Director School KSME, Director DRS, Minister of Education, Director ARD, Minister of Education, distinguished representative of our district heads of Sumaila, Dambata, Kano Municipal, one of the consultants, one of our own, Professor Sanalawa Manampashi, representative of Hilwa, representative of FCDO, other invited guests, the beneficiaries, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. All gratitude belongs to Almighty Allah for granting us good health and enabling us to be here at this occasion to reflect on the success and the achievement recorded thus far from productive partnership of UNICEF and the Kano State Government on Girls Education Projects 3, GEP, which will also mirror against the lesson learned for improving and sustainability. It gives me a great pleasure to express my deep and sincere appreciation to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR, Badul Islam, for partnering with UNICEF and relevant donor partners in the state. UNICEF is a household name when it comes to major intervention in education sector, specifically girls' child education. It was also on record that since the addition of Kano State to the Girls' Education Project 3, GEP 3, focus State in 2018, many activities were supported by UNICEF in different areas such as capacity building, systems strengthening, and quality assurance. Since local government, namely Nasarawa, Kano Municipal, Wale, Ungogo, Smaila, and Nampata were involved in GEP 3 intervention, which covered 300 primary schools and 420 Islamia schools, respectively. According to 2017-2018 annual school census, the enrollment of primary school pupils stood at 3,807,588, in which 1,978,888 were girls, while in 2019-2020 annual school census indicates 3,933,572, in which 2,050,309 were also girls, signifying 96% increase in the girl. We can only look back at where we came from and smile in appreciation of Kano State UNICEF journey, looking at how far we have gone within the given periods of time. I therefore wish to welcome you to this highly significant occasion and hope that this is yet another opportunity for us, yet another avenue for opening a new chapter for collective aspiration of bringing the much-needed acceleration development for the state. I therefore wish you beautiful liberation and pray to Almighty Allah to return all of us back to our respective destination safely again.
Another of the purpose of the enrollment. Wannan shafi ke a kada ta ba da kuma that's a very brave catch and strong point. What happened by the issue right now the also the chief field officer coincidentally the honorable commissioner is the chief of field office himself. Coincidentally, this is the first operational assignment of the honorable commissioner. Fortunately, he started in the program of the system. While we are looking for in the facility, we believe another very important point that is coming in Kano, which I dedicated to our commissioner, the first assignment. And we are hoping as we enjoy and benefit this program, the upcoming program will better into the importance of higher education, which is starting others. So we really very much with this. It is before the next speaker, I would like to make a little announcement. There is somebody who has enjoyed
The Girls Education Project 3 sought to ensure that more girls are enrolled, complete basic education, and acquire skills for life for Kano State. That is being said, it is important to highlight the fact that foundational literacy and numeracy rates are worrying in Kano State, where only 9.6 and 11% of children demonstrated competency in foundation literacy and numeracy, respectively. We must ensure that we do not only get children to school, but also we need to ensure that they also learn. The rate of early marriage under the age of 19 in the 6 targeted states has decreased from 49.3 to 30.1%. Thanks to the partnership with the high-level women advocates and other partners who have contributed to this. However, it's very important that in Kano State, the rate of early marriage stands at 39%, which means it is higher by 9% than the 6 states of 1.0%, which is a great achievement. This percentage means that Kano State has now enrolled more girls in primary more than that of boys. Trends, there are other key structural achievements, including educational system strengthening in terms of the creation of school-based management committees, center-based management committees, and mothers groups, which are critical in the provision of strong and shared leadership with the school management. Another result of the project is the capacity development of the education and management information system teams at the schools, LGAs and state level, as well as head teacher capacity development in school records, keeping, and overall management. GPE Phase 3 invested heavily in teacher development, which led to a great improvement in learning outcomes, as well as the percentage of teachers in integrated Quranic school who demonstrated minimum teaching competencies because of being trained. This has increased by 30% compared to 12% at the beginning of the project. Despite these considerable achievements of the project, there are still a huge need to invest more in education and specifically girls' education in Nigeria, particularly in Kano State in the northwest of Nigeria, to ensure that all children have equal opportunity to quality education. Kano has the lowest transition rate to junior secondary, that is about 48%, which means that we need to work hard and to put additional innovative efforts to remove the barriers, the bottlenecks, and the challenges that prevent positive transition of girls to secondary schools. On behalf of UNICEF, Nigeria Country Office, I would like to appreciate the generous and continuous support provided by the donor and the great leadership role played by the government of Nigeria in the implementation of the GP3 project. I would like to appreciate the roles played by ministries of education of the 6 participating states, the state's universal basic education boards, the local government education authorities, and the partnership with the community structures, community groups, including women championships, traditional and community leaders, for achieving these commendable results for girls' education in Nigeria and specifically in Kano states. Thank you very much for your listening.
Please another round of applause to that is the Google message of the Chief of the Field Office, UNICEF Nigeria, UNICEF Nigeria, Kano, Mr. Rahman. At the time of his speech, he expresses his appreciation to the Ministry of Education. We equally express our sincere appreciation to UNICEF and because of the unquantifiable contributions and support they have rendered, and I believe they will continue to render the education and development of Kano State. And it is not out of place to drop hats to the UNICEF in thank you very much. It is a pleasure of the Ghana to the Honorable Commissioner to invite the State President Chairman Madam Jana to present this. Honorable Sir, we believe you have very tight commitment that you are seeking your indulgence to give us more time so that we will listen to the presentations because they are very, very important. Thank you, Sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. The Honorable Commissioner, Minister of Education Kano, Right Honorable Yawa Abdullahi Shana, Mr. Raham Muhammad, the Chief of Field Office, UNICEF Nigeria Kano, please kindly permit me to stand on the already established protocol. Today marks a very historic day for the SBMC in Kano State. Why? Because SBMC in the state really enjoy the partnership with UNICEF. Not only the 6 LTAs that UNICEF participated, UNICEF supported the state SBMC to train the 44 local government SBMC channels on ways to mobilize revenue pathway that SBMC is now leveraging on it to really improve the girls' education in the state. And the partnership also made us to have an experience sharing with Kano State SBMC and the other states that UNICEF are supporting, the Bauchi, Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto, and Niger states. We have now a forum where we share our experiences. If not because of UNICEF, I believe this would not have happened. And also, this synergy is now being created between the 6 local LTAs and the remaining local government in Kano State. So actually, we have really enjoyed the partnership with UNICEF because the education sector in Kano State has improved, particularly that of girls' enrollment. Apart from girls' enrollment, UNICEF has supported the SBMC with 2 grants. It has supported in establishing Mothers Association. The SBMC is leveraging on the Mothers Association to really campaign for girls' enrollment. And you can see from the Commissioner's welcome address, you can see the increase of girls' enrollment in Kano State. So, on behalf of SBMC, I want to register our sincere appreciation to UNICEF, and we want to assure you that we will sustain the engagement given to us by UNICEF. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the SBMC chairman, Madam UNICEF, which is very, very exciting. While the SBMC chairman is making his message, another very important personality whom we consider as one of the critical stakeholders in this very important model about the roundup, Justice Maria Sabo MNI, as Justice Maria Sabo, we are welcoming you very sincerely to this very important occasion. And coincidentally, a good message that we presented on behalf of GEP, and it is my pleasure to welcome you and give you the microphone to say what on behalf of GEP. You are welcome.
Mariam Samani, as she comes on board, is the national president, G4G, and was ushered into office in 2020 as well as 2021. So she headed the car 2 good years. Please get a round of applause for her. Mariam is a renowned, vibrant representative of the G4G, and most of us here are familiar with the numerous contributions Mariam Samani has been making in multiple folds to see this G4G as well as the GEP project is always in good shape. Mariam, you are welcome.
All praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. All protocols are hereby respectively observed. My name is Mariam Samani Lawan, a street student and an indigent of Tambata local government area of Kano State. I'm the current national president as well as the Kano State president of the 2021 International Day of the Girl Child under the umbrella of the United Nations International Children and Mothers Fund, UNICEF. It is of course a great honor and pride to me to currently stand here before you, sirs, as opportune to express the average views of a substantial percentage of the Nigerian girl child as represented by my humble self in my capacity as their president. It is my candid belief that UNICEF have done a lot to children, especially girl child in Kano State and even the country at large. It is my ardent hope that UNICEF will do more in the phase 4 of the GEPs. I'm not going to talk more, but finally, I must once again pronounce my ambition, which I earlier sent letters to the good offices of the Honorable Commissioner, Education, Kano, Chairman Sabeb Kano, the representative UNICEF Nigeria and their Kano Field Office, Honorable Minister of Education and that of Women Affairs, in my ambition and intention of initiating the establishment of International Girls Health Center in each of the 36 states of the Federation, which will consist of e-learning, Girls Clinic, Girls Skills Acquisition Center, Conference Hall and Theater. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put hands together to ensure that this girl's ambition has been achieved. I thank each and everyone here present for sparing your valuable time to listen to me with hope that all will go back to your respective destinations safely. Long life, children. Long life, child's education. Long life, all NGOs, especially in children's education. Long life, Kano State. Long life, Federal Republic of Nigeria. And long life, our mother, that is UNICEF. More grease to the elders of UNICEF. Thanks and God bless. I remain a person of Mariam Samani Lawan, National President, 2021 International Day of the Girl Child. Thank you.
Please, a resounding round of applause for Mariam again. You can believe me that
adolescent education. Adolescents need a lifelong learning to build better futures for themselves, their families, and their communities. UNICEF is committed to ensuring special protection for the most disadvantaged children, victims of war, disasters, extreme poverty, all forms of violence and exploitation. UNICEF responds in emergencies to protect the rights of children. It nurtures and cares for children to work with others to overcome the obstacles that poverty, violence, disease, and discrimination place in a child path to advocate for wages. There is a global guidance on secondary education, which lays out recommendations for UNICEF work at country level, supporting governments in guaranteeing the right to education of marginalized adolescents. Another one to call attention to the potential of STEAM education to transform gender norms in the system of education, to improve quality learning opportunities for girls, and to highlight key actions that can accelerate girls' transition between education. UNICEF helps you to be well educated. It helps in changing an adolescent's misdeed or misbehavior to act in a good way, a positive behavior, where you can become a warrior. Where you can become a warrior, a savior, and even a superior, to meet certain requirements and become a qualifier, as I am qualified to be a speechifier. There are certain things that remain obstinate barriers in stopping an adolescent to reach out his career or to be well grown up and become a warrior, for he will give up, become as weak as someone with a diarrhea or any disease caused by bacteria. Stop wondering why, for this isn't a warrior, rather a specific possibility, the scenario. I'm referring to adolescents living through economic fragilities, political instabilities, as adults with disabilities, or from ethnic minorities. In some countries, education opportunities for girls remain very limited. By the way, UNICEF is memorable, unforgettable, unimaginable, reasonable, and responsible. I ought to see it on a table to write a short novel or even a full novel about UNICEF, for it is humble. My thanks is necessary on behalf of adolescents in secondary, for what they gain isn't temporary. Being educated helps you become unique and extraordinary. To make a summary, this is an artistry. I am an adolescent that deal with poetry, virtuosity, inspiration, and sensitivity. My name is Rukaya Musa Maikudi, and this is my creativity. Forever highly, heavily, lovely, and loudly grateful to the United Nations International Student Agency. Thank you.
Wow, that was interesting. We could see the skills impacted by UNICEF through the kind act of the FCDO in our girls, and we are always proud of them as they stand before us. Thank you. Let me proceed to the next by inviting the entertainment group to give us a welcome song. Are you set? The primary learners, are you set to give us the welcome song? Okay? DJ, please can you give an intro as the topic? the main focus initially. And this has helped the beneficiaries just trying to express their appreciation in multiple forms. So that is why even when their time is up, they are eager to continue. Thank you, the primary learners, for that wonderful entertainment. Then the next on that crew also is the G4G girls with their welcome song, and I give you just 5 minutes. Time is not on our side, so we need to speed up with the program, looking at the chain of commitment on the part of most of our representatives. So can we hear from them?
Over there, someone at Gama House. You're not be a season nice.
We need to bring chairs too. Thank you.
Which one do you want to speak? Only important that we okay, just have some. Just
Thank you for that message. Permit me, ladies and gentlemen, to bring to the high table or introduce to the high table the Hilwa Chairperson Kano State Chapter in person of Professor Aisha Abdul Ismail. Please, a resounding round of applause for her as she walks the high table. Then, the next person I also want to introduce is the representative of SANE. The representative of SANE, please, can you come forward to the high table? Professor Aisha, together with other HIMA members, have been the contributory agents of success in these projects. They are never tired. They work hand in hand, giving all it takes in terms of even monetary and kind contributions to ensure that this project is a success. Please, now we put our hands together for Ilwa in general. Thank you. Then quickly, let me go to our GEP3 stories to be presented first of our G4G adolescent girls. Representative of the G4G success story. Is she close? Please, can you make it snappy? Just 2 minutes, please.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Most Merciful, I am thankful for His countless blessings. My name is Shukra Lawambala from GGSS Kadawa, members of UNICEF, my principals, my teachers, my dear parents, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. I am humbled that my school selected me to speak today. I want to use this opportunity to express our gratitude to UNICEF, who are the backbone of this great project of G4G and G4G. This is a lot of knowledge on how to take care of ourselves and our environment, how to talk with confidence, how to talk to our friends to come back to school, those that are dropped out. Because of UNICEF, we can count and understand our menstrual cycle. UNICEF gave us the opportunity for the first time to travel to Abuja by air as a government to attend training on menstrual hygiene management. I hope this will be the beginning of more opportunities and experiences. Thank you once again. May God bless us all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've all heard what contribution and measure of achievement this intervention has had on our girls. They may also call on a representative of the Mothers Association to also tell us our own part of the story, how the intervention has helped in shaping girl child education in Kano State. Please, can we put our hands together as she comes from a representative of the Mothers Association in person of Hajia Sadika. Please, can we put our hands together for the representative of the Mothers Association to give us the success stories on the part of Mothers Association.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. As a mother to this program, I have said that this UNICEF help us a lot because it helps us to teach our children of what we are supposed as a parent to teach them. And they are now aware of being girls and also especially the menstrual hygiene. They have also learned a lot, and this association also is contributing a lot by giving them what they're supposed to do when they are on this period program. Therefore, we have served this organization a lot, and we never forget it as a mothers also. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
It's a sound of applause for her. The next is a representative of the mentors in schools to also give us her G4G success story. How has it contributed in our schools? Representative of the mentors. Representative, okay? Giving the success stories, we will see that with the kind assistance of the FCDO, together with UNICEF, the project has helped immensely in transforming our girls by equipping them with skills for livelihoods and by building capacity of the teachers as the boys. Thank you. The mentor is here to give us a success story. Welcome. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I'm Jamila Abbas. As a mentor, we have to thank UNICEF for making us know more on G4G and GEP3. At least this helps us to contribute more to our girls. This enables our girls to know more on menstrual hygiene. It also helps them in inviting those students that decided to just leave the school without coming to school. At least the G4G girls contributed in bringing back those girls back to the school. There was a time that the students were called for a training. After the training, when they came back to the school, they became the peer mentors. So when they came to give a step down, in the process, they were talking about menstrual hygiene and the changes of adolescent age. So some of the students went and were saying, oh, so this G4G is just talking about its country and so on. So we are no more going to attend G4G lessons. So one of the teachers overheard that, and she came to me and was telling me that she had some students discussing of G4G, that G4G is just misleading the student, telling them about some changes, that you will see friends coming up, you will see blood coming, that, oh, it's not supposed to be so. So I had to call some of those students and told them that it is our parents that are supposed to be letting us about all these changes. And then I asked them that, were you born as big as you are? They said no. I said you were just a small baby when you were born. Gradually, some changes started happening in you. And so, by growing, there must be a time that you will start seeing your menses. So it's not anything about nonsense talk. So they decided to come back to G4G. Thanks UNICEF for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's the journey so far, from misperception to acceptance and finally attitudinal change through the intervention of UNICEF together with support from the FCDO. May I quickly go to the next item, which is summary presentation of state-specific GEP3 key intervention, the results, lessons learned, and recommendations by Malam Munsali Mustafa, the DPRS Ministry of Education. Please can we put our hands together as we come from God. As we know, the intervention is a vehicle that is driven by many partners and actors. And Malam Munsali is just one of those key who has helped in delivering successfully this free intervention in Kano State.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. The Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Education, members of UNICEF delegates here present, our royal fathers from Dambata, Sumaila, and Kano Municipal, all good government and other civil structures. As you can see, there are three major outcomes for the GEP in Kano State. Number one is to achieve increased access to and demand for girls' education. Outcome two, improve teacher competency to deliver and learning outcome for girls. And GEP outcome three, governance to strengthen girls' education. All these three key areas were fully achieved. And the Minister of Education, Kano, SUBEB, Quranic Islamia Management Board, LGEA, and civil structures. The project environment focuses on 6 local governments in the state of Kano, Municipal, Sumaila, Ungo, and of course, Ungo. So there are 300 primary schools who have benefited. Out of them, 600 secondary schools and 420 IQS, Islamia integrated Quranic schools. And some of the achievements are as follows: 177,300 children, out of them 82,800 girls benefit from interventions in the focus schools, primary and IQS. And we have gained a lot of survival rate to grade 5, which is rose 80%. 840 integrated Quranic schools and facilitators were trained and mentored in child-centered pedagogy. 80% of schools out of 300 primary schools and 420 IQS are functioning school-based management committees and center-based management committees. A reliable and validated annual school census were able to be achieved to provide data for sector planning and for targeted resources toward girls' basic education. At the same time, approximately 162 additional girls were also provided with a lot of resources. And approximately 81,162 additional girls are also enrolled into primary and integrated Quranic schools. Next, consistent and validated school annual school census report were published and disseminated from 2018 to 2021. For the improved data management is recorded as Ministry of Education, SUBEB, and LGS executive and officials demonstrated a lot of indicators, including targeted appropriation to improve girls' basic education. 183,888 children, 57% were girls, benefited from improved intervention for learning opportunities, as well as in integrated Quranic schools. Next. The annual school census captures data of all integrated Quranic schools in Kano, and the survey of integrated and non-integrated IQS centers was also conducted, showing total of 13,696 schools across the 44 local government in the state, with total enrollment of 2,451,039, which is approximately 47% were females. This provided credible data and information on the non-IQS centers to the state ends. This is by no means a great achievement compared to the previous years. Supporting and sequencing and development of testing of IQS, scripted lesson note, and 5 basic education of P1 to P6 core subject was finalized and critique ready for publication. The software on teacher management information system has been added by the Kano State government to improve teacher management in primary school, JSS and SSS. So a total of 1,798, out of which 566 female ME staff and government officials have enhanced capacity to operationalize the web-based platform for efficient teacher management, needs, supply, deployment, and tracking. You know, Kano State has the highest number of primary schools, and we also have the highest number of teachers compared to other states. So there has to be a lot of capacity building so as to raise their competency level to match with the existing scenario. A robust and responsive learning assessment and framework was also developed to support the state in learning outcomes in schools. 868, which is 45%, I will summarize. Okay, we are also female. Teachers have been trained and to conduct assessment for learning, which means Nigeria, and learning assessment NALADI. NALADI is an annual assessment tool which is used to assess the level of competency and performance of the teachers in Nigeria. And Kano State was not left out. So in the implementing a large-scale program on increasing access requires commensurate actions to increase learning spaces for the new enrollment. GEP created huge demand for schooling, but to respond to supply side necessities was inadequate and increased risk of dropout by many children. So this is a great challenge for Kano State, and we are looking forward to see the effort of government in filling the gap of the need assessment. This indicator shows that Kano State needs more teachers compared with our enrollment. So change in approach to data management also requires investment in teaching. Digitizing MS also goes with ICT facilities and human resources. The UNICEF has contributed a lot here, and the Federal Ministry of Education has also chipped in with a lot of gadgets to improve our ICT in the state. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic and school closure, only modules 1 to 4 out of the 19 SPN ICT curriculum were covered, thereby denying project much needed capacity enhancement to the IQS facilitators. And it was too long a time was taken to resolve the relocation of the JSS to SUBEB, which is an ongoing from the Ministry of Education. This delayed timely implementation of the GEP extension intervention in JSS, especially established G4G and SBMCs. This is also in our sustainability plan, which will also be carried out by the government as part of its own contribution to ensure proper implementation of GEP, even though the GEP has already, by this function will be left, and so the remaining activities will be carried out by the state government. The Honorable Commissioner endorsed and tracked the implementation of GEP sustainability plan with a minimum of target of 3 years implementation period to perfect practices. QISMB, which is Quran and Islamic School Management Board, also to facilitate editing and finalizing of the lesson plans for P1 to P6. All the subjects in synchronic and uniformity format will also be completed. So I think this is in a nutshell what we perceive as the achievement and the challenges of Kano State government on the implementation of GEP, and we wish all participants a successful return to their destination. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before I comment, please, the right Honorable Commissioner is sitting before us. And are we really demonstrating a measure of discipline by making noise? I use this word to please solicit for your support to remain silent as the program continues. Can we please maintain silence? Silence, please. Those at the back. That was a wonderful presentation by the DPRS, and we have heard so much from him, ranging from the major of achievements that were recorded, the lessons learned, as well as a few challenges, but despite that, the goal was still achieved. In his speech also, or in his presentation, were also some recommendations provided in order to ensure sustainability of this great intervention that was echoed in by UNICEF and others. Then we proceed to the next presentation which is the summary presentation of the 3 evaluation reports by Mr. Michael Banda, the UNICEF Senior Education Manager, and the 3 managers. Please, a round of applause for me. Sir, we will give you 15 minutes to give this valuable presentation. We run this intervention wouldn't have been possible without the numerous contributions of people like Mr. Michael Banda, together with Madam Muntaka and other UNICEF NCTOs.
Thank you very much, moderator. I do hereby recognize His Excellency, Executive Governor of Kano, represented by the Commissioner, Right Honorable Abdullahi Yao Yanshana, His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, represented here by the Right Honorable Aji Aminu Ado Baero, represented also by the Commissioner. May I stand on existing protocols? And in that, I do recognize all the partners from Hirwa, the girls, the G4G girls from various schools, our mother groups, our CP, SBMC and CBMC chairpersons. I also do recognize representation from the IQS board of Kano and many partners who have made GEP3 a success story today. Basically, this presentation tells about what GEP3 was all about, what we achieved, what we failed to achieve, and the journey still continues, the lessons we learned, and what kind of recommendations are given after this journey. In summary, what you see there is the content of the presentation. Basically, it has the objective of the evaluation's purpose, scope, and objectives, the evaluation methodology, the findings, then the key lessons and recommendations. In brief, it's very important that I inform you that this has been a 10-year project from 2012 to 2022. This project had many partners, as I have already mentioned, but among them was a funding partner, FCDO. That stands for the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, formerly known as Department for International Development. The project was implemented in 6 major locations: in Kano, Katsina, Bauchi, Niger, Sokoto, and Zamfara State. UNICEF is very grateful, first of all, to the state governments of these mentioned states, and secondly, to FCDO for having provided a sum of 108,493,125. This money in US dollars is equivalent to British pounds 78,520,516. This money was spent across
the 6 GEP3 states, with Kano being the late entrant, joining the 6 states only in 2018. Next. The objectives of the evaluation were basically 3. The first was UNICEF had developed and implemented the Girls' Education Program, GEP3, from 2012 to 2022 in partnership with the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office. The program aimed to improve basic education and social and economic opportunities for girls and reduce the disparities between girls and boys' education outcomes. The second objective, by the way, the first objectives of access was done through increased enrollment, retention, completion, and learning for girls in basic education. The second objective of the evaluation was focused on 12 strategic interventions. And these were the strategic interventions that were chosen for the GEP3. First, we had the enrollment drives, which you are all very familiar with. Second, we had the cash grant transfers. And the third year, we spent about 40.7% of the budget. The third output was improved governance to strengthen. Second, document the resilience of communities and families in support of the girls' education. For example, how we responded to the COVID and also the insecurity. The third was to understand the most significant drivers of education participation and performance of girls. The fourth was to analyze the value for money. Those millions I mentioned, were they spent judiciously and on target? The fifth was to assess the GEP3 preparedness and response to external shocks. And lastly, was to provide recommendations for future investment and initiatives. And the analysis was scoped in thematic areas. And these were 4. First was analysis by thematic, which is access, quality, and governance. The second was analysis by geographical region, which is the 6 states. The third was analysis by chronological order from 2012 to 2022. And the last was analysis by the information provided in the TOR on relevance, effectiveness, efficiency, impact, and sustainability. But we also looked at resilience and gender equality, as well as whether the project was focused on equity or not. In terms of evaluation design approach and methodology, the evaluation design was quasi-experimental and also convergent and participatory. In terms of qualitative and quantitative methods, we used data collection. For quantitative methods, it was household survey, school survey, as well as the analysis of the value for money and also secondary qualitative data. In terms of qualitative methods, it's basically desk reviews, key informant interviews, and many of you here were interviewed, and also focus group discussions. Now I take you to the key findings of the GEP3 evaluation. The key findings are broken down into relevance, efficiency, impact, as well as equity.
So let's start with relevance. The relevance was the measure of the extent to which the intervention, objectives, and design responded to the beneficiaries, global, country, and also partner institutions, needs, policies, priorities, and also to continue to do the circumstances change. There was an elaborate program theory of change with robust assumptions that was coined at the beginning of the project. Now, the assumptions were to answer a few key questions. And the first question was, did the GEP3 do the right things? What we did, were they the right things? The project addressed the substantial need to improve access, enrollment, and retention of girls in northern Nigeria. And we felt through this evaluation that was the right focus at the time. The second was the complementary strategies sufficient to address the issues that the girls faced? And again, to this question, the answer was yes. The Girls for Girls, the HILUA, the mother group associations, and he for she were all very relevant to change the directory of girls' education in northern Nigeria. There was also evidence of very strong and sensible synergies between the community level stakeholders. These are SBMCs, the mother groups, CBMCs, and so forth, resulting into a robustly efficient community engagement process. So, to answer the question on effectiveness, yes. On relevance, yes, GEP3 was very relevant. Let's go to coherence. On coherence, we tried to measure the alignment of GEP3 to the national priorities of Nigeria, as well as to the local level priorities of the various states, but also whether this fitted into the global priorities such as the SDGs. The findings were as follows. Yes, GEP3 was highly coherent with global and national state priorities and policies. It was also very relevant and aligned to global strategies on girls' education and the broader policy environment, both in the region where Nigeria is, West Africa, but also in Nigeria and also in specific states where GEP3 was intervened. The program considered key contextual elements related to social, cultural issues, as well as the political economy and governance of each of these states at the time of formulation. But most importantly, the GEP3 strategy was focused on the most vulnerable, the marginalized, the girls who were at risk of missing out on education. Because of that, we felt that the GEP3 project addressed the salient issues of the time that the states faced. In terms of effectiveness, the effectiveness measured the extent to which the interventions achieved or were expected to achieve their objectives and the results, including the different results groups that were involved. In summary, in terms of expected results, the GEP3 achieved its expected results. 1.5 million children were enrolled in school. That was the headline result, and therefore that was achieved. Enrollment and retention, I've just mentioned that. In terms of cash transfer, this was the most successful program in Niger, Katsina, as well as Sokoto states. But what the study found was that when we mixed cash transfer with enrollment drive, with HIRWA interventions, with interventions in learning and reading through Makaranta, ASKE, and RANA, the results were tremendous, were much higher. There were also some unintended effects. The unintended effects or negative effects of the program was that because we focused so much on the enrollment drive and getting a lot of children who were out of school in school, we had a higher teacher-pupil ratio. Next slide. In terms of access, strongly effective. The program was highly effective in achieving enrollment and retention of girls in schools. This was largely driven by intensive, comprehensive, and sustained sensitization efforts by the project. Most effective strategies, the combination of the early learning intervention as well as the cash transfer. Next. In terms of enrollment, you will see Kano achieved the highest results, achieving the gender parity of 101, and by 1.09. What that means is that, first of all, in Kano, there were 2 girls in primary school compared to boys by 2012. By 2017-2018, there were now more girls in school than boys. By now, when the project is ending, we are expecting that there are even more girls in school. The project's aim is to have the same number of boys and girls in school, which is 1 in gender parity. But right now, Kano has exceeded. We have more girls in school than boys. However, only 48% of children who are in primary are going to JSS. Therefore, we have a very big challenge. Only 48% of the girls and boys enrolled in primary school are managing to transition to JSS. In terms of enrollment, we really achieved a lot. The enrollment ratio for public schools increased significantly from 0.56% at baseline to 1% at the end line. School comparison ratio of baseline, midline, and end line, it is showing that at end line we did a lot, not only in enrollment but also in the quality of learning. Next slide. Now you will see that when we do GEP3 interventions in terms of enrollment, all those G4G alone, we'll get some percentage of increment, which is at 21.7. But when we add cash transfer to those, then the enrollment increases by 25%. Therefore, Honorable Commissioner, it means the cash transfer did contribute significantly to the enrollment and learning, and it must be sustained. Next slide. In terms of quality, pupils who benefited from the particular Kano program performed better than the control groups in English and Hausa, as well as in numeracy. For instance, pupils who benefited from the pre-runner program scored significantly higher results in English than their counterparts. We still have a few gaps. Although capacity building and improvement of teachers' capacity were perceived to be a strength, there is overall the teacher training element was a weakness in the system. in terms of quality of practices, being late to classroom, coming late to schools, and also the methods and strategies which were not child-focused. Next. Pupils' learning outcomes. The trends in English and Hausa literacy had improved significantly from the time we started to the project to the end of the project. The GEP schools outperformed schools which did not participate in the GEP interventions by at least significant level 1%. Next slide. English proficiency level even improved from 10% at the beginning of the project to 40% at the end of the project. Hausa literacy improved from 2% at the beginning of the project to 4% at the end of the project. And more interestingly, Kano performance was average compared to other states. However, Katsina and Zamfara performed better than all other states. In terms of gender, girls' performance was higher on average than that of boys. In the GEP schools, girls performed better than that of boys in terms of English and Hausa literacy. So girls, kudos to you, you shine. Performance by school type. This is very interesting, and we are happy to have the director for IQSM board, the IQSMB board. Interestingly, overall performance in terms of numeracy proficiency at the end of the school, at the end of the project, we had IQS performing better than the primary schools. Also, more pupils attending IQS achieved basic numeracy at 41%. So they did not only outdo the primary schools in literacy, but also in numeracy. And in terms of numeracy scores by state and gender, you see Kano was the second best among all the 6 GEP states. Next. I think your slides are not following my slides. Go back.
Yes.
Back, yeah, you were there. Performance by type back. Yes, numerous by type. This is where I am. Okay, the next slide. So pupil-teacher ratio. Sir, this is another area of concern. You will see that BL there stands for baseline, and we were at 44 learners to 1 teacher at the beginning of the project in 2012. By 2022, the ratio in the 6 states aggregated together was 77 pupils to 1 teacher. So the project, this is what we are referring to as unintended negative consequence. Next. In terms of governance, capacity building of head teachers and management processes improved school governance. But also governance was also improved by strengthening the school-based management committees. Substantial improvement was also registered and perceived by many stakeholders as having education management information systems, which is EMIS, and the free capacity of the states, including Kano, to collect, analyze, report, and use the EMIS data. Next slide. In terms of impact, the impact measured the extent to which the interventions are generated or expected to generate sufficient positive or negative intended Next. In summary, in terms of enrollment, we had cash transfer plus enrollment drive leading to 1.5 million children enrolled. In terms of expenditure, we were rated to be very efficient, prudent, and judicial in the way we used the money. So the donor money was used judiciously. In terms of learning outcomes, there were significant scores in terms of English and Hausa literacy outcomes. In early marriages, national population surveys showed improvement in the trend in literacy rates among young people aged between 15 to 24, and that led to reduction in early marriages, adolescent pregnancies, and childbearing in the focal states. The next slide just shows how RANA plus cash transfer was a significant factor in achieving our results. Next, please. Impact of RANA on English and Hausa are valued in that. That is just details, which showed very significant results between baseline, midline, and endline. Literacy rate for young women also significantly improved, and for that we used the mixed data for 2011, 2016, and 2021. And you will see that by 2021, the mixed data had significantly improved in terms of literacy and young people. The rate of marriage, we are still a bit concerned with Kano. The number of young people who get married before the age of 18 is significantly high. Also, the number of young people, young girls who get pregnant without getting married before the age of 15 is significantly high. And you will see that for Kano, though there was an improvement, the indicator on age bearing, that is the age of 15 years, having a child, is 6.5% of the children below the age of 15 years are already having other children. This is as we mix 2021. The next slide. Next slide. This is what I was just talking about. Next. And the next slide. Okay. In terms of summary of achievement of enrollment drive that was achieved, for enrollment drive alone, 1.2 million children came to school as a result of enrollment drive in the 6 GEP states. 1.2 million girls were enrolled in school as a result of enrollment drives. Positive net value, in terms of value for money, I think the amount of money spent per girl is the best results, and FCDO must look at this achievement and support the Nigerian government even more.
Stability plan. Thank you so much. And as you know, whatever commission of education practices. Thank you. So stability plan is right to education This is the time of commitment to continue with the good start of UNICEF and SCG Thank you for the interlude. Special announcement. Please, the careful part. It's late number. Nasarawa 40 AJ. Please, the owner of that vehicle is requested to remove the vehicle to give access to the Honorable Commissioner to make his way. Please. While we await other members to return, they invite our group of cultural entertainment to just entertain us for a while as we await the return of other members. The cultural troupe, are you ready? We get 3 beneficiaries, cultural troupe. Please, can we have you on the floor for entertainment? We get 3 beneficiaries. Ladies and gentlemen, let me use this opportunity to announce the arrival of the ES KSSME in person of Dr. Shehu Bello, who will continue as the chair of this occasion. Thank you. Please can we put our hands together for that question? That is wonderful. Let me announce the arrival of the ES, PSSMP, in the presence of Dr. Shehu Bello, as she arrives and continue to chair this occasion. Sir, you are welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, before the endorsement by the Honorable Commissioner of Education of the Sustainability Plan, we are about taking a presentation on the final state sustainability plan from a representative of SUNEP in person of Hajia Amina Umar as the DSL of SUNEP.
Assalamu alaikum. I stand on the existing protocol. I will proceed on the presentation of the sustainability plan. An overview here, we have Kano States on the girls' education projects, GEP, and on no-cost extension period of the 2022. Our key implementing partners, Ministry of Education, SUBED, IPSNB, the 6 local governments, Mbata, Smila, Ungogo, Wale, Nasarawa, and municipal, civil society organization, INWA, non-state actors like SBMC, CBMC, and other associations. Next slide, please. Products within the GEP, phase 3 and the extension period. I don't want to go deep into that. That has also been discussed. Output 1, which is access. Output 2, capacity building. Then output 3, we have system strengthening for non-state actors. Next, because that has been discussed. High yielding GEP-3 products. Under GEP-3, we have in the first phase, we have the enrollment drive campaign, we have the IMIs and the annual school census, SBMC, CBMC, Mother Association, under which they will benefit from the school grants. Then we have, under the extension period, we have the safe school mechanism, support transition for G4G, develop teachers management and support mechanism, institutionalized responsive learning assessment framework, and digitalization of the IMIs. Can you bring this back ahead? Status of replication and scale up of GEP-3 products. We intend, under the sustainability plan, to ensure that the benefits of the GEP-3 project has been scaled up and sustained in the state, under which we intend to take up issue of the enrollment drive campaign to be supported by the SBMC Mother Association. And then the issue of annual school census, which has also already been sustained. We have been getting good support from BESDA, GPE, and so on, and which we intend to continue. And this under the State Ministry of Education. They undertaking improve profile in leading advocacy and building more partnership with other donors to support the girls' education. The local education sector operational plan, it has been expanded already for the existing 6 local government which UNICEF has actually supported us. I think we can scale up to 21 local government support from Besla and the states. Then we have the SPMC visibility in improving school governance. The president of the state is with us here, and the SPMC from the local government here present will be able to do this. Next, evidences of replication. Areas we hope the state government will support us to continue with the good work of what we have started under the GEP. Appropriated budget of the Ministry of Education to bear IPSMP, which will be reflected under Item 1, enrollment drive campaigns, the annual school census, IMIs, SBMC functionality, the expansion of the Girls' Education Steering Committee inclusive services, and also provision of teaching and learning materials by the state government to IPS centers, and so on. Selected GEP 3 products to be scaled up and sustained. I've already discussed that. Community-driven enrollment campaign under Act 1. Girls for Girls platform in JSS, including transition for girls, safe school mechanism, and then system to sustain menstrual hygiene and hygiene management. We've already started that with the principals in 60 selected schools. I will hope to extend more than that, those schools. GEP 3 and 2, explain IQTE learning approach, teacher management and information system, and then learning assessments. And then Article 3, which will have to include non-state actors, SBMC, CPNC, digitalize IMIS and annual census, involve functionality, self, less up, and review. The sustainability action plan, this is what we have on the budget. Our plan, what community-driven enrollment campaign in the 44 local governments. Here is super, and then under the budget we have 44 million, that is 1 million for each local government for 3 years. Then under Girls for Girls platform, we have 10 in the first year. Second year, we have 14 local government. Second year, we have 14 local government. That will give you, altogether, it will give you 28, plus the existing systems that we have, it will give you 44. Then we have 15 million each, then times 3 years. School safety mechanism across the 44 local government as a whole, mandate Ministry of Education. We have a budget of 88 million, 2 million per local government, times 3 years. School pad banks, we have already started the initiative at the JSS for 4 local governments to expand it beyond the 60 schools now. And we hope to get partnership with Agile. And we have a budget of 1 million per local government times 3 years. Scripted lesson notes across the 44 local government. This is being championed by the QSMB, is already there, but we also need the support of the state government to scale up with a budget line of 22 billion per year for the next 2 years. Then finish implementation for 4 local governments to be spearheaded by the Ministry of Education with a budget of 1 million each. Next slide. Learning assessment framework across the 44 local governments, Ministry of Education and SUBED, and then we have not actually included the budget because we're still the planning process. Then education governance, SBMC, CPNC, and other associations across the 44 local governments, jointly by Ministry of Education, SUBED, with a budget line of 1 million each for 2 years. Digitalize image and annual school census across the portfolio of government to be championed by Ministry of Education with a budget line of 22 million per year. And then we have a state education sector plan and lesson review across the portfolio of government. Ministry of Education and SUBEM was working on the budget line. And then keyword functionality at the state level, we need to partner with Agile, and then secure more partnership with other donors to support this education. All in all, the indicated budget for the next 3 years is 859 million. So this is what we have for the sustainability plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, DSM, for that wonderful presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can recall, the Executive Secretary in the SSMB joined us not quite long. So for that purpose, let me quickly give a recap on why we are here and so far what has been done. Sir, with your kind permission, I would like to inform you that from the beginning of this occasion, quite a number of presentations were made, which are aimed at identifying the key successes recorded as a result of the GEP 3 intervention, which is formally funded by the FCDO and through the support of UNICEF and the states. As we know, the intervention began in 2018 to date, and today marks closing ceremony of the key interventions that are being undertaken in the states. As when recorded, some of the key achievements are that about 1 million out of girls in primary schools and integrated organic schools have been returned to school. Again, there is an improvement in girls' survival rate to grade 5 by 80% through these interventions. Again, about 1.6 million girls are reached by improved teaching and girl-friendly environments. Then, about 42,000 primary and IPS teachers have been trained and mentored in child-centered delivery process of their educational services. The intervention did not also leave out to girls alone. Quite a number of boys have also benefited through this intervention, especially through the capacity building for teachers who later impact back better knowledge to these children, that is the boys and girls. Then there is also improved capacity of the SBMCs, CBMCs, and other structures responsible for the governance of education in the state. Again, there has been improvement in planning and decision-making processes, which has improved collaboration and networking with key agencies for better delivery of services. It is also on record that through this intervention of the GEP, there was the initiation of other activities like the end corporal punishment in schools, which is also a plus. Then again, there was also the introduction of menstrual hygiene management, which has contributed a great deal to the return of girls in most of the schools. So, sir, this is just a brief of some of the key issues that have been discussed in your absence, and following that, the sustainability plan of ensuring that this intervention that has started in good faith and that has brought tremendous achievement to Kano State girl child education is not left to handle when this project ends. At this juncture, sir, let me continue with the next presentation by inviting Mr. Saka Adebayo of UNICEF to lead us on summary presentation of the three studies and research. Mr. Saka, you are highly welcome. Please can we put our hands together as we walk over here? Sir, I'll give you just 3 minutes looking at the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Executive Secretary Kano State KCCB, the Senior Education Manager from UNICEF, the representative of UNICEF, the chair and members of the SDMC chair, the rapid assessment of the Roman Draft, the rapid assessment of girls for girls interventions, that of ILWA, high-level women advocates, the rapid assessment of school-based welfare committee, the scalability of the 4 aforementioned interventions, the effect of female teachers on girls and women retention in urban Nigeria, Ghana gender analysis report, the impact evaluation of girls' education projects, the evaluability assessment of UNICEF, the 3 projects, mapping exercise for the second chance education of women in the northern Nigeria, rapid assessment of Islamia, Quranic, Sanitary education centers, as well as a baseline report on knowledge, attitudes, and practices of integrated Quranic and severe education school teachers and providers in the higher quality states. These are the 12 key studies, evaluation, and assessment are conducted under Article 1. Under Article 2, there are 9 studies are conducted between 2012 and 2022. 1. Learning outcomes assessment of Ghana state, learning outcome assessment of girls' education project, evaluation of alphabetic and syllabic approach to the teaching reading, teacher needs assessment, reading and numeracy activity light-based assessment, reading and numeracy activity, the process and efficacy of Ghana community approach to reducing pollution in Nigeria. Assessment of technical availability in the classroom of schools in Nigeria, a diagnostic assessment of the professional capabilities of teachers in Nigeria, as well as the study on school-based teacher development and student tutoring, mentoring, and counseling programs. These are the 9 studies under GEP and 2. Under GEP and 3, there are 12 studies conducted in the course of the project implementation as follows. 1. Comprehensive census of integrated Quranic schools in Katsina, in Bauchi, and in Kano states. Communication for development assessment in basic education in Nigeria, behavioral analysis, mapping communication for development interventions and patterns for basic education in Nigeria. Research on the impact of violence in school on girls' education in Nigeria. In this method study under the UNICEF Education Project. The political economic analysis, institutional capacity assessment in independent Quranic school, girls' education project baseline, midline, and endline evaluation, and lastly,
language education in Nigerian study. So these are the 12 stories under the GEP 2. So what I'm going to do now is to pick a summary, about 5 or 7 under each of the articles. I've summarized them into the slide by the slide to see what are the key findings and the lessons learned and the recommendations to be made. The first one is an assessment of the enrollment campaign. I'm going to combine the 4 interventions together, the enrollment campaign, the G4G, SDMC, as well as the FOA. The findings in summary show that the 4 interventions are very important in increasing the enrollment and retention in school, especially that of girls. If you look at the 4, that is what it summarizes. Equal intervention is very important in increasing the girls' enrollment and retention in school. The school placement committee, SDMC, the G4G, that's what makes intervention. They are all important as well as the enrollment campaign in increasing the girls' enrollment and retention in school. So the summary from these 4 findings is that the 4 intervention will be scaled to any level. It is recommended that the 4 interventions are scaled across the local government in Kano State and be extended to other states in Nigeria. If you go to scalability, that's from 4, you will see that it has been recommended under scalability that the 4 interventions should be scaled up to the level that we have 4 interventions across states in Nigeria. Moving forward quickly to 1.6, which we have the effect of female teachers on girls' enrollment and retention in northern Nigeria. We can move this slide a bit forward. I've summarized first slide together. If you go to 1.6, where we have the effect of female teachers on girls' enrollment and retention in northern Nigeria, you will find out that the importance of female teachers in schools or the girls' retention can never be overemphasized. It has been established from the research that female teachers have a significant positive effect on girls' educational outcome. From the studies, 79% of our schools have at least one female teacher. However, only 33% of rural schools have at least one female teacher. Hello? It's the way this is it's very, very important. This is just for some time. We want to close this activity in the next 1 hour or so. But we need your time and your support. Please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I was saying, the higher the number and the percentage of female teachers in schools, the higher the girls' enrollment rate in rural communities. And the research has clearly identified the key barriers to having female teachers in rural schools. The first one is shortage of educated women due to parental refusal to send their daughters to school, the local gender norms around the role of women in society, the mobility challenges associated with employing female teachers to work in rural schools. Therefore, it has been recommended that Kano State and other G3 states mobilize rural communities to send their girls to school, to prepare recruits and teachers to rural schools, to ensure that we have enough data, to ensure that the states are ready and they are willing to conduct evaluation of any education projects. And from the findings, it was established that yes, we had enough data to assess the activities. Caste transfer program is very genuine in increasing girls' enrollment and retention in school. Therefore, it was recommended that the caste transfer program could be scaled up to other states and also to scale up within the state to ensure that all the local governments are covered and the children within these local governments, especially girls, benefit from the program. These are the key ones I'm going to discuss under Output 1. I will go straight to Output 2. Output 2, the 5.1, which is talking about the outcome assessment of runner asking. Runner is reading and numeracy activity. It is a methodology introduced into the program to improve the learning outcomes of the girls, especially in our former school, and we have another model that is called ASCII in the non-formal school. From this side, it has been established that in terms of reading and mathematics assessment, pupils exhibit significant improvement in their scores across the sub-tasks. What that means is the runner model, runner ASCII model as an intervention has significant impact on people's numeracy and literacy outcomes. Because of that, it has been established that the runner ASCII be scaled up to other local governments and across the state. And I'm very happy to say that in Katsina State, the runner has been scaled up to almost all local government, and in Kano State, I can see through the PESA and the state government intervention, they are also scaling up the runner intervention in Kano State. This is a very good initiative. Moving forward to the next one, the learning outcome of assessment of the observation project 3, the teacher needs assessment. The quality of education could be dictated by the quality of the teacher. What are the key needs of teachers from the support that the inside education states? It has been demonstrated that teachers' condition of service, lack of training and teaching books, low motivations are obstacles to teaching. Because of that, we need to address all this. We need to improve the quality of our teachers and the fact that teachers pass through NCE or through the University of Economics that they know everything. The state needs to improve their skills through training and retraining. The state needs to provide adequate teaching materials for the teachers to function well. The state needs to motivate the teachers, especially those that are being posted in the rural areas, by introducing conversations to motivate them to teach in the rural communities. The next one is in reading and literacy activity, the baseline. The baseline has demonstrated that before the interventions, there were very weak performance of learners in numeracy and literacy. And if you follow my presentation from the evaluation conducted after the baseline, that is during the implementation, it has been shown clearly that the learners' numeracy and literacy skills have improved drastically through the runner intervention. The assessment of textbook availability in classroom and schools in Nigeria, this was conducted to show if we have enough textbooks and relevant textbooks in our schools to improve the learning outcome for our children. If you look at the policy in Nigeria, Nigeria policy does not have a textbook provision policy or guidelines in place, and the guidelines for textbook procurement, distribution, and management was not shared at the time of the story. From the implementation, the Nigeria Educational Research Government Council has largely followed the established process for the evaluation and approval of textbooks. Do we have all the textbooks needed available in school? Let's look at what the research says. Primary learners across the 5 K3 states either lack textbooks altogether or were required to share them extensively with others. So what it means is, it's either the learners in school they don't have textbooks at all, or there are inadequate number of them and the students they share the textbooks among themselves. Out of the 30 schools visited for this research, only 37 subject classes out of the total 720 subject classes. Let me repeat. Out of the 30 schools visited, only 37 subject classes out of the total 720 subject classes assessed met 1-to-1 ratio. There is a need to develop a textbook provision policy or set guidelines for the institutions at the federal and state level on the processes of each component of textbook provision in Nigeria. So this one is 3 applicable, which is primarily applicable. And here I'm going to dwell more on this. During the course of the implementation of the 3 in Kano State, we supported the QICP. I'm happy that we have our director of the here today. We supported them to conduct a comprehensive census of integrated and non-integrated commanding centers in Kano State. From the studies, we were able to map 13,696 centers, commanding centers in Kano. Out of this, 97% of the centers were commanding centers without any component of basic education or this of science, which means only about 3% of the total learning in Kano are fully integrated. So which means we need to work on our integration. How do we integrate the remaining non-integrated learning centers in Kano? You can see the body here. From the survey, we have in total 2,589,068 learners across all the centers. From the centers, from all non-integrated alone, 95% of the learners are non-integrated, which is only 5% of the learners in our required centers have the basic knowledge of numeracy and literacy skills. And you can see from the total number of teachers that we have in this only 45,379 are teachers teaching over 2.5 hours. And out of this, you will see that about 94% of them are providing subject communities, which is only 60% by teachers to teach numeracy and literacy in our school. So the policy recommendations are as follows. 1. We need to integrate the remaining non-integrated learning centers in Kano State, and we have to be strategic in our integration and make sure that we are proportionate of the number of non-integrated that we have in each of the local governments, so that we don't leave any local government out of the implementation. Second, the state government need to recruit, deploy, and train facilitators, participants and teachers teaching basic literacy, government and our school, including and state develop the education policy, the resource allocation, and how they spend the money for education. And lastly, this is the last topic I'm going to address, which is talking about language and education in Nigeria. The objective of the study was to better understand the dynamics and the impact of language on the structural policies in Nigeria.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Members of the high table, officials of the Ministry of Education from Sube Secondary Schools Management Board, Quranic and Islamic Board, members of the press, other important personalities here present. I want to remain on the already established protocol with the calm of the Honorable Commissioner, Right Honorable Yawa Abdullahi Aishana. I'm standing here not far away from the objective, but I want to personally invite all officers here to kindly stand up and give a standing ovation for the future leaders of Nigeria. Please let us rise for the future leaders of Nigeria. Please. No, the leaders should remain seated while we standing for at least an appreciation and a round of applause for the future Nigerians. Please, the national anthem for the future Nigerians. Please, we have to do that. Thank you, elders. I'm very sorry for the inconveniences. You see, I strongly believe in one Nigeria because I have traveled far and near and I work in the federal institution. I know how important our unity is. I want to use this honor to appreciate and also make a promise of 1 pack of Eclairs chocolate to each and every member of the team. Please, facilitator should see me tomorrow, 11 a.m. in my office for the fulfillment of this promise. Thank you. I was about to cry because I have seen Nigeria. I saw Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Ibibio, TV, and the rest. I wish we the politicians will be coming from those kids so that Nigeria can be great again. I want to also come back to the principals, head teachers, and Islamic and Quranic teachers here present, that we have attended this important program, or rather project, for the success of our girls' child education in the state. Reports were given, research findings disseminated here today, which among others are the increase in school enrollment and also academic performance of our girls' child education in the state. Without any issue at hand, we have seen the impact of projects, Rana and what have you. I want to give a very great kudos to FCPO and the UNICEF for what they have done in Kano State and what they are doing. This has been a very wonderful intervention. Please, kindly share the report with us, the head of MDAs in the Ministry of Education, so that we can pick from the findings and the recommendation for proper implementation in our own way accordingly. I want to also assure FCDO and UNICEF the sustainability of the state government. Before I climb the chairmanship. I'm very sure the Honorable Commissioner Minister of Education is here, and I am very sure he has promised for continuity, because that is what Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje is all about, sustainability of projects. On behalf of other head of all status, State University of Education, Dr. Dallami Hayu, my brother, Science and Technical Schools Board, Malam Muhammad Tijani, Quranic and Islamic Board, Wadiya Zarga, and others. I want to assure our technical partners we will forever remain grateful and indebted for this intervention. I hope head teachers, principals, and IPS teachers will carry back to our schools what we have learned today and even before today for a sustainability and continuity of this project. Allah ya kai kowa gidansa lafiya. Amin. Na gode. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful speech and farewell message. The next person on my list to also give a farewell message is no any other person than Professor Sani Lawal Manumfashi of Bayero University, Kano, from the Department of Sociology. Professor Sani Lawal Manumfashi has been a lead contributor in ending corporal punishment in schools through this intervention brought to Kano State by UNICEF with support from the SCDO. The erudite scholar, internationally, I welcome you on board to be your farewell message.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. It's my pleasure to be part of this occasion, marking the closure of Girl Child Education Project 3 in the state. May I therefore congratulate the State Ministry of Education for the daily enrollment of girls child in schools. I also appreciate the role played by UNICEF in ensuring that girl child get educated. As a parent and a teacher, I am passionate about girl child education because I am conscious of the role played by girl and women in transformation of any society. Girls and women as wives, as mothers, as teachers, as nurses, need to be educated because they are culturally and religiously required to look after their husband and their children, to attend to their children and their husband, and to comfort their children and their husband. They need education to do that. They need education to become better and good teachers. They need education to become better and good wives. They need education to become better and good mothers. They need education to become better and good social engineers. They need education to become better and good shock observers, observing the societal tension and shaping the society. Girl child education care is not only necessary but indispensable. We need them in hospitals as doctors. We need in the bar as lawyers and judges. We need them in the farms and farmers. We need them in the markets as food traders. We need them in organizations as prudent managers of the resources. Women, girls are necessary for society to develop, to survive, and sustain that development. I am passionate about girls' education. I'm also passionate about women's freedom to be educated and work. You see, in spite of the cultural independence, in spite of the cultural restrictions, we are making headway, we are moving forward. More girls are in school, more men are into employment sector. And that's why our society is gradually developing. We need to encourage our women, our wives, our girls, our friends to be better educated. Let me pass this message to you. And the message is a message which is passed by Islam as a religion itself. The first commandment in Islam is read. Read in the name of your Lord who creates. Who is that Lord? Read, you will know him. How does he create? Read, you will know that. What are the creators? Read, you will know them. How do the creators behave? Read, you will know them. How do you master the creators and control the creators? Read, you will know that. And Islam does not discriminate between men and women, what to read, how to read, when to read, and when to read. Islam just said read, not you men read. Read. Discrimination is not made between boys and girls. No discrimination between men and women. No discrimination between married women and single women. Just read. If you want to know yourself better, read. If you want to conquer poverty, read. If you want to control disease, read. If you want to control air and space, read. Men, read. Women, read. Boys, read. Girls, read. Researchers have documented, findings were made, recommendations were made. I implore you at individual level to take those findings and recommendations very seriously. I also call on the state government and Ministry of Education at institutional level to take those findings and recommendations very seriously. I call on the parents as parents to take those findings and recommendations very seriously. I call on students as students to take those findings and recommendations very seriously. But there's one area which I found lacking in the findings. One of the recommendations is that more enrollment, because of more enrollment of children in school, there need to be more recruitment of teachers in school. Teachers' welfare and the condition of services must be better. Everywhere in the world, teaching is a noble profession. It must be recognized. It must be respected. It must be supported. Teachers must not be hungry. Teachers must not be homeless. Teachers must not look sick. Teachers must not look diseased. Teachers must not be poor. Teachers must be attractive and attractive. Therefore, I call on the state governments, Kano, Bauchi, Katsina, Sokoto, and Zamfara, to have a special salary package for teachers. This is the only way we can keep those children in school, support those children in school, train those children in school, and inculcate the societal values into the mind of those children. Finally, I pass on this message to you again, which is directly a divine message. Read and allow them to read. Thank you very much.
round of applause for the Professor. I believe whoever listened to the short and precise presentation of the Professor really knew that it is a Professor that presentation. Please, another round of applause for you. At the tail end of his presentation, he emphasized on the injunctions in the Holy Quran that read Iqra without discrimination, gender, or any strata of society. The command is read. Therefore, it has been directed to anybody that is read. Therefore, breaking girls or female in the corridor of education is no coincidence. For those who are resisting, when the class of Quran kada ya isa a jawo hankalin kowa ya ga yayansa suke makaranta. I hope kamar yadda mai girma kwamishina ya faɗa cewa this program will be sustained by the Kano State Government. I hope it will be sustained, and I believe with the caliber of the Honorable Commissioner, the message will be accepted to the government and it will be implemented. The Executive Secretary, Kano State, Senior Secretary of Kano State, has so many commitments and he's very excited to be here. Therefore, we want to be fair to him. Sir, we thank you very much for sparing the time. We wish you journey us to where we are heading to. What is next on the agenda is drama presentation, and it is going to be for just 10 minutes. Already said the guys just 10 minutes. In the end, there are some come over, please. Just 10 minutes. Drama troupe.
Please have this.
I want to discuss a matter with you. It's about our brother's education. I want our literature to go for education so that it will prepare our future. What? I want our daughter to go for education so that it will help her in her future. So that it will further her in her future. Because her education will be very important for her in the future.
I've told you several times that I don't want my daughter to further her education. Her education is not complete. Let her just start working with stop at 7 years. I don't want her to further her education. I just want her to marry. Marriage is more important than her education. Yes, education is not important. Because they just want girls to marry and all for their husband, not to educate, not to be educated. Education is
I am ready to future master. For me,
Please, our parents, I'm begging you for our children. Stop cutting we should stop cutting education so that they can become more female education.
aka ce laifin da ke ganewa da started accelerating and alhamdulillah we have reached the peak of the event. Therefore, on behalf of the Kano State Ministry of Education, we thank you very sincerely for sacrificing your time to honor this invitation to be with us, patiently listen when it comes to entertainment, you laugh and clap. We thank you very much for that, and we are hoping whenever an occasion of this nature is organized and invitation is extended to you, you will equally honor the invitation to be with us. The Allah will tell our people about that. So maybe I can recognize Professor Malik Pashi as the ad hoc chairman of the session since the Japan has left. So with the kind permission of the ad hoc chairman, I would like to invite any volunteer to give us a lesson prayer. Any volunteer, please, to give us a lesson prayer. Lesson prayer. Thank you very much. Muna fatan kowa ana cikin lafiya. Amma